Hello all, welcome back, or if you're new to the show, also a very big welcome. Today we got a Aviation 72 Saab Draken with a splinter scheme from the Swedish Air Force. It's one of their newest releases. There were some issues with the canopies. Those have been resolved, luckily. So they listened to the forum members and other members of other groups, and they made the changes to canopy. Thank God. Because there was nothing wrong with the canopy, but they decided to make it a big bulb all of a sudden. I'm going to show you how it's looking right now and how good it is. We're going to dig into it and see what's inside. Alrighty, guys. So the Saab Draken, I hope I can get it on the image. I'm still playing a bit with the gimbal. So sorry for this if it's not 100% working yet. But we're getting there, slowly but surely. It's just lacking a bit of the zoom out, let's say. The box, it's quite straightforward. It's really basic, though not bad. But it's just very basic, supplied by who, what the serial number is. By the way, if you want to buy one, this is the serial. Still made in China, which is nothing wrong with. This is actually an excellent die-cast model from what I recall. Let's get the inner box out. So there is a downside to the inner box. They had to put extra foam in there. So sometimes you can get them out, sometimes you won't. Limited very low, by the way. It's only 420, I just noticed. I didn't notice that before. The box is really nicely done. Reminds me a little bit of, what's the brand name again? JC wings and Caliber wings and so on, with the foam inside. The only loose part in there is the pitot and the stand. Now let me put some gloves on for this one, because I think she's a beauty and I want to keep her a beauty. Yeah, by the way, guys, feel free to give me some comments on the camera. I'm still playing with it. That's the one advantage of filming with an iPhone. You can zoom out really easy and zoom out super easy. With this one, it's a bit harder, I'm noticing. I'm not sure yet how this box opens. So I'm gonna probably cut out a little piece. There's some tape there. So I'm gonna prep her for you guys and then get back to you. Small note to myself, there was no tape. I thought there was tape. So there are a few sensitive parts. Let me get the stand out of the way first. So it's the same style as JC Wings uses. So I'm also assuming the threads inside of these things are quite shitty. The rear one is already installed. I'm going to give it some extra tension because I'm noticing it's a bit loose. But we'll mount this one together off cam, and I'm not going to bother you guys. It's really light, by the way. It's aluminum, but light. Some sensitive parts, by the way, on the Draken. The pitot here in the rear and the pitot in the front. Its pitot front is not on there right now. I remember that they're quite heavy, and this one, no exception. We're going to weigh this at the end. Wow, it's really, it's heavy to hold in the hands even. But let's first dig into the awesome details. The Splinter Camo, they nailed it. By the way, the canopy that I mentioned, by the way, so the biggest mistake that they made was that they made it too bulgy, so it was sticking out. But now looking at it, it's also very oily on the inside, so it's a bit misty, which is a bit of a shame. It could have been better. Maybe they're trying to hide some flaws because there's no details inside. The pitot, I'm curious how easy it's going to be to install, but I'll share with you guys in a sec. Front engine intakes are low and poor on detail. There's nothing in there, just a roster. The wheels are already pre-installed, the rockets are already pre-installed, so don't worry if you ever receive one. The old school way of stand is still there, so the old way is the little hole in the middle there. That was not successful. I'm also curious how well the new one will hold. I'm really trying to hold this thing properly because it's super heavy. The engine details are also not there, by the way. So detail-wise on the casting, it's quite boring, let's say. But on the paintwork, it's an absolute stunner. Like really nice looking details. I see here some... so you see the camouflage coming through the decal, which is quite realistic. So do you see that there's a little raised part in the decal? I hope you guys can see this on the cam. I'm pretty sure you will. It's not a bad thing, but it's just a small detail that I'm noticing. The pitot here, by the way, is made from metal, so that's really good. And that's the best detail that I've seen already. In the bottom, the press-on decals are good. The missiles are looking okay. A bit simple, but okay. No, I have to say, so the first glance, and it has rolly wheels, by the way. On the first glance, it looks super. I'm going to make this ready for you guys. I'm going to put the pitot on. I'm going to put the stand together and get back to you in a sec. Alrighty guys, so some fun features right away off the bat. The pitot is partially made of steel, so that instantly makes it a very strong little bugger. I took my glove off on one hand because they're really sharp and they prick into the glove. But it's a metal tip enhanced, and the front is also made of a different metal. It's really nice. So that's already a big plus. You cannot bend them super easy, but if they snap off in there, then you're probably screwed. Another thing that I noticed that is new for me, this is no longer a M3 thread. So metric 3 usually was in there, 3mm. They actually put self-tapping screws in here now. So that's also a big plus. It's super easy to install in there. The angle is going to be quite tough probably, but we'll see in a sec. Alrighty guys, so the pitot, although being excellent, cool looking shaped, for my model I needed a little bit of white glue to hold it in place, unfortunately. Also there are way too many sensitive little doors on this thing, so you're gonna have to really be careful when touching this one. Now I'm curious about the weight, by the way, because it feels super heavy. And I'm not very wrong with that. Including the stand, it goes well over half a kilo. So you're going into the marks of like an F-14 slowly. So 300 more grams and you're in the class of an F-14, and that's a lot bigger. So there's a lot of die-cast in this thing. Don't know if that's a positive, but for sure it's a bulky, heavy, nice, big-made model. So that's a good thing. So as for the stand, it should go on the wings, what I've seen on images. Although I find it very sketchy. It actually holds quite nice. It feels stable. Oh wow, it's really stable. So this is not bad. It doesn't feel tippy. So that's really cool. I'm going to put her on the rotation platform for you guys so you guys can see all the angles. Thank you. But guys, a very cool looking model. I recommend this one if you're interested in something different and delta shaped. And I have to say the Draken was quite an historical cool plane. But this one is really nice. Although the pitot is a bit loose, it's not a big worry. Just a little dab of white glue. So the glue that you can actually wash off is only needed. Super easy. So recommended model, guys. Really cool, really nice. Stand is really nice that it's finally there in the box. I'm going to shoot a last final on the wheels. And I want to thank you guys again. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Always very welcome, and I hope to see you next time in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.